event today with quite a few people actually are in the room, and for some reason I'm a little bit embarrassed about it, and there's a blurred me in the background as well there. So hopefully you've seen some of the content I've put up already regarding these figures, but while I've got these in hand, hopefully, we are struggling a bit with the Wi-Fi, as you probably may have noticed, I don't know. Hopefully some of the questions will come up and I can answer them as and when they do come through. But in the meantime, I'm just going to show you these before I take them home and have the privilege of being able to do the actual review on them. Is it coming through, guys? Can you see there? There's a few in here. I want to know if it's working.
I was filming you.
You're filming me?
Yeah.
Everyone's filming me. So, yes. Oh, there we go. Better turn this down because I'm still old school, even though I've got this going so I can see the comments. But yeah, this guy's, unfortunately, at the moment, again, because everything's so crazy first thing this morning, we haven't got the batteries yet, but I just want to reassure people that in hand, it is great. Loads of the people who I've brought here will also confirm. Oh, there you go. Garden of the Brick. We can see you, Russ. Perfect. I can read that as well. So that's obviously what is actually important. So yeah, this guy, guys, he's definitely, obviously, hopefully you've seen in the video, he's not going to scale, but you might have just seen the interview. The intention, and just to reiterate that from the designers, is not to have them scale with the collabs. The collabs are a complete, Robotimus, nice to see you too, are completely standalone figures. And as I said, you probably saw, I even referred to the Balvintron, which is the most obscure crossover ever, of course, but again, it obviously sold well, so it works really well. And just, I suppose, to reiterate to people, even though I've not got the batteries in, the battery cover isn't too big, or the battery block, shall we say. I've seen a lot of negative sort of chat online where people have said that it's really, really big. If I can just bring it over the head, it's only the size of that. So it's only, well, it's not even, I think it's about 5mm thick, so it's not too big. There's nothing I can ask about that Garden of the Brick, but I don't really know, because I know they've got obviously an online stock. I'd say check their online stock while I'm on here. At the moment, there's nothing I can do, obviously. But yeah, it's only, I say, no more than 5mm at all. When I get this home to do the full review on, we'll see and hear all the same. You might not be able to hear it either as well, with all the background noise and all the things that are going on. This is quite weird actually, while doing a stream in the middle of the day, because with the sun blaring outside, and as I say, I've got an audience, which is nice, because again, you can ask direct questions if you want, or comments on there. But there's no more comments working on here. Ben is in the room. Thank you, Ben. Yay! And now I don't even know what to say to that. So yeah, this guy in person, really good. I know a couple of people mentioned about the hollow calves, but again, that is definitely only available. Any chance of Hasbro Plus UK stopping? I can ask that in a second. That's a good question, actually. I will ask that at the end of the stream and put it in the comments, or reply on the Discord, because I've just seen you were Ash, you okay? Hope you're all well. I'm watching you in person. Lol. There you go. See, everyone's now commenting on it, which is funny. But this one, of course, this is the show stealer, and still yet to transform him, because he does come in his robot mode, and everybody who's been here today have all just sort of said the same things, that it is borderline masterpiece quality. In fact, it is masterpiece quality, just with no die cast. Everything folds away. Again, the backpack in person isn't huge, not really, and it does look that it all tucks away. I mean, obviously these have been out in Hong Kong now for over a month or so, so that's why you've seen so many of these online. But again, not officially out in the UK, so I'll be lucky enough to do the, I suppose, first official UK review of this, again, over the weekend or over the week, however long it takes, because I want to do this guy some justice. Sometimes, again, most of you do know I'm quite guilty of just getting a figure out and talking about it. With this guy, I'm going to need to definitely have a bit more of a play around. The trailer itself, I've not got it here, it's in the display cabinet, is really robust. It feels completely different to that flimsy, which it is, let's be honest, the flimsy Earthrise one, which has had so many uses now over the last few years. Even, I think it's probably pretty much the same mould. Thank you for your subscription question. Oh, no problem whatsoever. As I say, I'll ask, again, if you leave comments, and as I say, sometimes I'll remember to ask them. If I don't, I screenshot them, and then when I do speak to people, I can always ask them then. I think the subscription thing was a no-brainer, though, because I think everybody, even though I got it mixed up and said Stunticons with regards to trumpets, I meant obviously Constructicons. Am I working again? I don't even know what's going on. See, everybody's laughing in the background. And again, you probably noticed, the people who've been watching me for a long time, the content severely dipped over the last week. That's because I was actually away, and this interview was supposed to take place weeks ago, and I always allude to something, but I never want to say for definite that it's happening in case it doesn't. And in this case, I was lucky enough that this did happen, but the originally planned dates didn't happen for various reasons. So there's loads more things like this coming up as well, to be fair, guys. So that's all I will say. So yeah, do leave your comments on things that people want asking. I can't guarantee, obviously, I'll get answers, and I can't guarantee I'll ask everything, but it is also, I suppose, reassuring for you guys to know that people are genuinely listening. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the subscription service. It makes perfect sense, because Evan did say that they wouldn't be doing a gift set. So if people who are going to want the Constructicons, I think he said, but it buffered here typically, I think he said he wanted to get them all out in the first 6 months. 5 to 6 months, he did say. So again, that's quite a fast amount of time. If they are going to be, 6 Voyager class figures in 6 months, they appreciate it's going to be quite a bit. So maybe they'll look into it. They did say that they were going to go speak to people regarding that, because I think it would be a great way for people to reserve and yeah, hold on to things, especially if people can't get them. Where can you get some food? I'm not too sure. I read everything in here. Do you get studios? I haven't got Ratchet, unfortunately. I've got the Reactivate Bumblebee. Hello, Retroaction. But it doesn't seem to be any different. Again, I've got the privilege of taking that home, so at least I can do a separate review with him in the Studio Series packaging. He doesn't look in hand to me any different. I don't believe he's any different. I don't even believe he's a redeco. I think he's just literally a straight up, they call him repackaged, but obviously he's in a different box. Whether or not, again, before I get asked, does this mean they're going to release all the others? Again, I can't answer that. All I can tell you is the Bumblebee we've got in hand here, and I will, of course, as I say, take that home to see if there's any difference. And again, I was discussing with the people here, we've got these figures of these characters. We've never even seen 10 seconds of footage, have we? What's the matter, Ben? Ben wants to ask a question.
Have you heard anything about them doing the usual repaints of that figure?
Nothing. So Ben, if you didn't hear, has asked about, obviously Optimus Prime mold gets a ton of repaints. Now I think that it depends. I think this is me, this is not Hasbro, this is me just completely ad-libbing. I think that they may do, but I would imagine that it would be just for the cab, because not everybody's going to want a Toxitron cab and Nemesis Prime. I don't know, I'm just speaking, so hypothetically, that's what I would think. I would think that with the mould being as good as it is, that they are probably going to want to get a few more uses out of it. And with the fact, say again, yeah, selects, obviously do a blue one for the Magnus or whatever, or the Diaclone version. I would, this is Hasbro. This is not just Hasbro. This is every company that gets involved with making Transformers. They reuse the molds because the molds are so expensive. That's why we get multiple, Golden Lagoon, G2, etc., etc. So I would imagine that they would do, definitely, because again, everybody here concurs. It's very, very special in hand. It's really weighty. RJ is on now. There you go. You're right, buddy. So who knows? I mean, again, I think Toxitron's one of the ones that all of a sudden sort of surprised me, the popularity of that one. But yeah, this again, Matrix chamber and everything. Maybe they could have coloured it, I don't know, but the detail inside it is brilliant. I think that looks really, really good. We've got Party Wall up here as well. I don't know, is that out in the UK, guys, yet? Yeah. How long's that been out?
About a week.
Oh, okay, so I've got that as well to take home and do a review on that. There's obviously, I've got this one as well. And again, this guy, again, I'm probably spoiling myself because I've not seen the second trailer, because everybody says that it does show quite a lot in it. And I suppose I don't really know what I'm not going to know, because obviously I know that it's going to be, they're going to fall out, let's be honest. So maybe I should watch it, but this figure itself in hand, again, great. Look, no gaps on the back, no gaps on the back of the forearm, multiple accessories. And as I say, I've already done a quick side-by-side with Optimus Prime, but I will be getting this guy home later as well and getting a review done of him. So what's interesting, and I found with this, I think because obviously they're expecting the popularity of this to be so much, that these are the main characters, and I can't remember, someone here are probably going to correct me straight away, the last time they used main characters, and I know there's one coming up, funnily enough, G1 Optimus Prime in Legacy, but the main characters in a deluxe scale intentionally, from not without it being mainline. I know Rise of the Beast did, but that was mainline, wasn't it? Oh no, it wasn't, it was still Voyager. So I don't know. So it's interesting that we're getting these characters, which of course are the main characters. I'm wondering if that's because they are going to expect a lot of younger buyers, etc. I know there's going to be the mainline versions as well. But yeah, it's interesting. As I say, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, that's me as well. I've buffered and... Oh no, it's working again. It's working again. We were playing this here at first, but then it kept buffering. So if this cuts out, apologies for that. in advance. But I'm going to be staying right through with you guys till 2 p.m. so you can fire as many questions as you want. There's way less people than normal. That's because obviously lots of my guys are American, and funny enough, there's a load of people in here. Bendy Armada Prime, maybe. That's one we could ask for, obviously. But yeah, so I imagine this will get played back loads. And again, if you're watching this at a later time and you want to ask any questions on the figures in here, as I say, because I will be taking them home, then obviously we can. I'll be able to get around to it. Armada Jetfire, I can ask that for you, RJ. I mean, I don't know if that person in particular who's here representing Hasbro will know that. But next time, obviously, I think they've got to do that to combine with Prime. Oh yeah, hit the like button. There you go, that's it. There's loads of you now. There's people more joining in. I always forget to say that. I'm not very, what's the word when you do that? I can't know what it's called. Is it commercial? I suppose. Self-promotion, yeah, self-promotion, that's it. I always forget that, but thank you. Yeah, there's only 6. There's only 6 thumbs there. There's more than 6 in this room. You can all do it right now. There's more than 6 in the room. This is such a weird experience, but it's really nice, actually. But I am losing my voice again already because of how hot it is. Typical. Again, oh no, what's this? Is this appropriate content? Maybe we should turn it off just in case anything comes on in the background, which is good. RJ, you're too impatient. And anyway, you buy third party, so you don't care. It's true, he buys third party. So yeah, as I was saying, the looks with these are going to be interesting. Yeah, because, I don't know. Obviously, I really want to get my hands on the... they're not that big. Someone's just put the Meg has really long legs. Maybe now you've said that. Maybe he has. What do you think? Proportion. More shattered glass figures. That's definitely what I want to see. I can ask that as well. For the people in the chat, did they see the interview earlier on as well? Did anybody catch that? Or what are people's thoughts on we now have confirmation that the Constructicons... I wish I was, but I'm not getting a sneak peek. Only sneak peek of this particular figure. But funnily enough, because I've not had a chance... Yeah, no trumpets, that's what I was saying. That is confirmed, unfortunately, by the design team. So, because that's what I was pushing with them, because obviously with this guy, you've got the blast effects for him to take off. And as I said, we've obviously got the dead Prime, the dead figures as well. So with it all being about the scenes, would they be able to get the trumpets in? But they confirmed that unfortunately, due to budgets, they won't be putting the trumpets in, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm sure they'll do. I'm sure. And again, for those of you who haven't seen, they're going to, that's at least they explained the reason, which is good. But the best thing was, obviously, they said, was it September or October? No, when they said they're going to be actually revealing September 20th. That's it, just after PulseCon. So, yeah, we're going to actually get to see some of Devastator, which I think personally is going to overtake Optimus Prime. I mean, it will in sales because you need 6 of them, but whether or not, as I say, the actual popularity, yeah, someone else asked about these. So, as I say, any questions you want on these, leave them in the comments, and when I come to do the review, I can show you. If you want any other figures side by side, I'll be able to do that as well. We need dead. They're definitely going to come, aren't they? They're keeping. How will we be able to recreate scenes from Monty Python without trumpets? See, it's true. We need trumpets. There we go. That would be interesting. Maybe that could be a crossover, a Monty Python crossover. But they seem to do everything. I think Airwolf is probably the next biggest one that people want. And I really wanted to ask them what mold they would use, or in fact, I wanted to ask them their next. What they would want their crossover to be, but it wouldn't. They didn't want to say for obvious reasons, because it could lead to us now learning something that we shouldn't be knowing already. But yeah, PulseCon's next month already, so there's loads coming out. Princeton, nice of you to jump on. New Age ones has the budget behind me. Yeah, but New Age figures are like 60 quid, buddy, whereas the Hasbro ones aren't, unless it's leader class. And also the New Age ones aren't as good. And of course, there you go, DNA Design will cover it. Will any other characters apart from the main cast get toys from Transformers 1? No, you're not asking too much, it's fine, keep asking. Again, these are sort of questions where I can't actually answer, but I already know, I would imagine that we're going to be getting the main ones, because they do that. Let's be honest, if you look at Revenge of the Fallen toy line, for example, this is a movie as well, obviously. Revenge of the Fallen, I think there's 70 deluxe figures or something. There is nowhere near that many characters, so I would gather that everything is going to will give up. I think what they'll do is, what I think they might do, RJ, and this is something that again they can't confirm. This is just something we've been talking about. Is like the you know, in Siege, was it Siege? They did like the battle pack. They did it with the drone, and they did like the Ravage cage and a load of accessory packs. So they're sort of still on the horizon. Do you know? Would you ask if this one? I can ask that, but again, I don't know that off the top of my head. They are interested in looking at doing things like that, because for obvious reasons, like that, the trumpets could be put inside it. I think the Ravage cage and all the other accessories that came with the last one was a really good idea. So you never know. So I'm sure they probably will, because as you say, there'll be enough people going, we need trumpets, and then they'll just do a special little box set with all that in them as well. Right, what else would we say? I'm just going to catch up with all of these. So yeah, PulseCon is next month, and that's when we can order Dino King, isn't it? Which obviously would be good. That's another figure that I'm really looking forward to. It's nice to hear that the designers obviously are massively into the Japanese side of the continuity as well, which I think is really important, because I've just again been discussing with the guys in the room that it's getting a lot of love at the moment, and rightly so. Actually, random question: will any character like Inferno? That's a good question, because he obviously didn't appear in it, but I know somebody asked about Grapple, and I know that this was a quote from Evan, that he actually said that anybody who was in it obviously will do. The whole brass band, hopefully accessories, maybe they're going to grab you one. Yeah, as if it was that simple. It's funny when people say that. Toys R Us, do you have the Gamer Edition Ratchet? He's not here, unfortunately. I wish he was here. When did the 4th anniversary released? Do you know what? I think the 40th release is end of this month, but I'll need to clarify that. That's the Anime Deco Prime. That's the Walmart exclusive. I know that I don't know if I'm right. I know the Robot Recruits are getting that for definite. That's another online store. They might have them on here. You need to check, obviously, Star Action figures. I would imagine In Demand will be as well, to be fair. It's a Walmart exclusive, so any of the online stores that sell the Walmart, it's basically just the retro reissue in new packaging. So remember all the beautiful boxes, the pink hot rods, and the Seekers, etc. came in. It's just that, but they've reverted back to, because it's the 40th anniversary, they reverted back to the original G1 boxes, which personally I think is better. I think they look really good. Yes, they will do. How comes the US get the figures first? It really depends where it is, to be honest. As I say, Hong Kong had this a month ago. So one of the interviews, and I can tell you this because it's true, was obviously supposed to be with BMAC, but that's not come to fruition yet. And that's definitely one of the questions that I will sort of be asking him, because a lot of the things are out of his control. I can personally tell you a story that he'll probably laugh at if he told you as well. When I put it was the Toxitron Jazz. I put the Toxitron Jazz up on my Instagram and I did the video, and British Tesco exclusive. Oh, that might be interesting. I don't think they'll be Tesco, will they? Maybe Sainsbury's. Everybody wants the Optimus. What was I saying? And yeah, he literally messaged me privately. He was like, where have you got that from? Because obviously it was full packaged and everything, etc. And it shouldn't have been out. So, or it wasn't out in the US, and he wanted to know where it, and again, I obviously got it completely legitimately, but it was out in the UK. So because stores, things, release everything in so many different places. Now it's mine. Fall aside, I'm sure of some games. I think that's been asked. I'm sure that was part of, or could be part of the SDCC. Part of the SDC. Everyone who's watching this is going to be proper laughing. You've already got the trailer. Do you have Gamer Edition? Everybody keeps asking. I wish I had Gamer Edition. If I had Gamer Edition Ratchet, I'd probably be standing here like this, because he looks really good. He doesn't. The ones that I've got here that people have, or again, you'll have seen these at SDCC. But I'm going to do the transformation process video on him. He said, your son, your excuse. No, he genuinely is, because I can see his son with his phone at the edge of the table. And all the other jokers are here as well, having a laugh with me, which is fun, because they're keeping me on my toes. Yeah, this, of course, was at SDCC, but I'm going to do the review later, because it shouldn't take too long. And this one as well. So, unfortunately, no Ratchet. Party Wallop, I've just found out it's been in the UK for about a week, but I've not got mine yet. And I can't think what else is in the cupboard. We still haven't, there's still quite a few figures that we're behind in the UK. It's weird. We seem to get some really early in some cases, and then some a lot later, like obviously the Star Raiders, they're everywhere at the moment, but they're just sort of turning up now. A few are in demand and a few people have got them, but I've not got mine yet, obviously, because there's no reviews up. So it is interesting, and as I say, that's one of the things that I did want to ask BMAC, you know, what sort of standards, what sort of guidelines is there, because obviously it's like the videos. It's the person who gets the first figure gets the first review out, obviously. So you still have, no, we don't have Swoop or, so anybody in the US who's watching that now, we don't have Swoop or Springer in the UK yet. It's the same as I say as the videos. Whoever gets the first video out obviously gets all the traction. It's the same as online retailers. Swoop and only just got Bumblebee. Yeah, Bumblebee's available. He's available here today, actually. You can get him if you want him. Nightmare Fusion for the next comic edition. Yes, Return of 86 Magnus, as can't find him. I don't know about that. I definitely need to ask that. Shoot, there you go, Swoops. I nearly said Shoop Swipping. I nearly mixed it up, but Swoop is shipping next week apparently, which is good. Thanks for that. Yeah, they're all over the place. Do you have Stu? Which one's that? Which film's that? He's here at the edge of the table, so I'm going to ask him. Should I bring him around here and embarrass him? No, don't worry. But yeah, what was I saying? There's nothing super there. As I say, PulseCon's the big one. And there's obviously MCM Comic Con in October as well. And that's when Hasbro do another big panel. That was it Holiday Optimus Prime that was revealed last year and a few others. I don't know if that was the year before. I think that might, but again, they tend to do, that's our sort of version in the UK of what SDCC is. They do a proper panel and they sit down and they reveal a load of new figures, whereas obviously in the one that we had in May was just sort of obviously what you saw from me from the event, just a few things that were popping up here, there and everywhere. It's all gone quiet. As I said, all the Americans obviously are in bed, which is a bit of a shame, but they'll have to watch this back. And as I keep saying, leave loads of questions in the comments and I will get back to answering them as quick as I can. Right, who else is there? So what else can we see? I was going to do, as I said, I'm going to get the transformation process of this one done. Packaging, it's just as good in hand. The packaging, it's stunning. It's just a shame, as I say, that people in like myself can't really just buy these straight. Only true fans are watching now. That's the problem with time differences, of course. We're all in complete agreement that these blast effects are just probably the best thing that we've seen. What is my favourite character? That is a very good question, because I'm torn with this, because my favourite toy as a kid, and I've said this loads, is Scorponok, because I absolutely love Scorponok. He's brilliant. But since I've grown older, as you do, since I've got more and more into the Japanese thing, I've got loads. I think Deathsaurus's character is fantastic. Leo Kaiser again is amazing. But again, if you're talking toys, then Landcross for me, which is massively in need of an update. For playability, there's so much you can do with it. Again, I think there's 36 modes. Just with you combining the actual people. Never mind if you have all the vehicle mode and then do powered up vehicle mode with the combiner bits as extra, like the Constructicons could. You could use their kibble and build that up as thingy. Beast Wars, again, we keep talking about it. If the Protector was released, and how could they manage? That's interesting, because they had a really big problem. I've not seen TF1. I wish I'd seen TF1. I'm going to I'll come back to that in a second though. The groove issue, because they had to, did they invent, I'm not saying they invented Rook. I'm not very up. What am I trying to say? I haven't read all IDW, to be honest, so can anybody in the room confirm if Rook was in IDW before the Combiner Wars figure? Because that's something that I don't know. So if anybody does know the answer to that, please do let me know. Because that is the issue. Obviously, the issue is that now everybody wants everything to scale, and of course, a little motorbike isn't anywhere near as big as a fire engine. So that they've got issues with that. And a helicopter, of course, as well. They invented, thank you, RJC, he knew. My least favourite character, that's a good question. I don't really know. Anything from Beast Wars, RJ, there you go. I don't. Beast Wars is, I try to like it. He was in Earth Wars. Yeah, he is in Earth Wars. Beast Wars, I just need to give it another go. Or should we say Twitch from Earthspark. I need to watch that again. Everybody in the room's going, oh. I need to give that a full go. But as I was saying, new figures, as I say, and to be fair, I've done a complete role reversal. Favourite TF game. I play Earth Wars all the time. And it's great, as I say, that Simon Furman still contributes with all of that as well. He's met him again at TF Nation. That's what I was coming back to, TF1. Everybody who I spoke to at TF Nation who'd seen it is in complete agreement, and they're a little bit not embarrassed, but they said, should I feel a bit of guilt saying it? They all say I'm Autobots. It's better than the '86 movie. Honestly, they all said it. Even Sixo and that lot, like we're saying, we can't believe we're saying it. Which exclusives would you like to see updated next? Exclusive mold, yeah, it's got to be Landcross. Landcross for the exclusive mold, or Leo Kaiser, obviously, or maybe even Ryden. Got him right. See, I pronounced him right. There you go. What's the next A6 to come after Prime? I can't remember the list. We've got a list, haven't we? Is it Galvatron? I think Galvatron's the next one after Prime. Again, what's his name? JT Prime, not JT Prime. It is JT Prime 17. I've done a video on that, so if you want, I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe it's Megatron or Galvatron, or both at the same time. There's a leaked listing of them.
Galvatron's got the listing.
That's it. Do you think the SSTF wants a kind of super mode? I don't really know, to be fair. I've not seen the film. RJ is confirming Megatron, then Galvatron. So Galvatron is January, so Megatron's going to be out really soon then. So I guess, I know, again, I've been speaking to people on here, apparently it's been confirmed. It's because it just works, it just flows off the tongue, that's why it works really well. He's putting loads on here. What am I saying? Yeah, so we will 100% know. I'm just joking around with Beast Wars. I need to watch it. That's the problem. I do need to watch Beast Wars. I've watched a few of them, but again, in my life, I don't get any, as in free time apart from toys, family, gym, and real job, etc. Favorite TF movie at the moment is 86 movie, definitely. Yeah, and also they said it's better than Bumblebee. The opening scene from Bumblebee. There we go. It's all right. Someone's left. That's brilliant. I'll reply to them in a minute. There's messages popping up here. There's him messaging me here. There's people in front of me messaging me here. Thankfully, I'm not on the TV anymore, which is good because that'd be too much of me. Yeah, everybody just honestly, they're just saying that it's so good. They really are. I think because if people look at 86 movie, we love it, and of course I love it, but there's loads of flaws in it, which there really is. There's a lot of flaws if you want to pick hold at it. Can you ask if they're going to do Haslab Transformers anytime after Omega Prime? I don't even think I need to ask that. I think they will do, because I think it's pretty much... Beast Wars only got interesting when it crossed over with G1. See, that's what a lot of people have said. I'm yet to get that far, but there's a few people in here shaking their head saying no. There's all the way through, they say. I think with the Haslab, I think it's going to continue. I can't see it not purely, and again, this is just me, this isn't anything official, but you've got to look at it that each one they're releasing is now getting more and more popular. Is that news that much better than the Earthrise one? I don't want to spend money on the new one looks amazing. Bestial ones, the new Takara one, do you mean? I've not seen that one in hand, but it looks so much better. Favourite out of the three in front of me? It's got to be Prime, isn't it? Truck, not monkey. See, everyone keeps saying that. But people do love it, and again, it kept exactly what Transformers 1's going to do. Transformers 1's going to bring in so many new fans. What we talk about that? Haslabs, definitely. Of course they will. I think because they're getting busier, more and more sold, trying to avoid. That's, I think, why they didn't do. I don't think they're going to do any reissues. I think, and honestly, that's why they didn't do a Primus. I think personally, and again, this is something I'm going to definitely say, that the window needs to be longer, because a lot of people haven't got the prices that the Haslabs are in the first, because I think, what are they, 28 days, 32 days, they're not very, very long, and especially favourite Bayverse and Reboot uni character. Bayverse, I don't know actually. Some of them are okay. They won't. The G1 Megatron definitely. I can't see it. I don't know whether it's been confirmed. People said it's been confirmed, but I've not heard it from him himself, which I think it will be confirmed that it's not going to be a gun. Bayverse characters. I don't know, to be fair, because they're all the same, aren't they? Which time zone is that? This now in the UK is 1:30. It's £600 too much. Yeah. And as I say, that £600 was what, 3 years ago. So now with inflation and that, it's going to be 800 and stuff. The way that prices have gone up. So that's what I was saying. That's reminding me. Thanks very much. That that's why they didn't want to go with a Primus, because it would be too expensive. Now I don't know whether they're never going to do a Primus again or never going to be revisit that idea. I think at the moment it's definitely not on the cards. But again, look at Omega Prime. That surprised everybody. I think because with the niche with how it hit, was it 20 years ago, RID or Car Robots, whatever it is? I think so. So a lot of them, so you're 23. So there you go. So obviously 23, if you were a kid watching that now, you're an adult now. What's my opinion? I think it looks amazing. I think, again, a couple of people in the room don't. I even laughed at the Bumblebee humour. I know that some people thought it might have been a bit too childish. Someone's nodding. But I actually did laugh at it. I think obviously it's going to be interesting to see. I think it would be interesting to see. What's the word I'm after? What are we talking about then? I completely lost it. How funny it is. Apparently the first half an hour was a lot of humour, a lot of comedy. And then again, I've not even seen the second trailer because I didn't want it spoiling. But then after that, it gets really serious. And then apparently because I know a few people have seen it more than once now. And I know that people have seen it with complete range group of ages in the audience. And for the people, as I say, for the younger kids, not the too younger kids, so, you know, the 8, 9, 10s or whatever, there's a couple of scenes where there's a notable, like the kids go, like, which apparently really hits home. But that's what I've been told. First half an hour, comic moments, a bit funny, and then as I say, it gets sort of serious. And everybody, honestly, anybody I know who's seen it now, which is unfortunately quite a lot, have seen it way more than me. How much we have to wait to get a Stu Series version of Wands? I've no idea. I imagine that as soon as, are you doing the raffle on this live stream? That's late. That's something to do with Star action figures, so that'll be separate, so you'll get to see that. That would be great if there would be a cameo. I would imagine, because again, unfortunately in the UK, talking about distribution, we're one of the last to get TF1. We don't get it until, is it September now? September, and I know that, I think, is it Australia this month? In a few other places. We're one of the last countries, the UK and Ireland, to get it. So I imagine that, again, maybe PulseCon, maybe, yeah, I imagine we probably, that's again just me guessing, because that seems to me to be the most logical sort of scenario, that get it out there, get everything going as soon as exactly that, which is what they did. I mean, look at Rise of the Beasts. They had pretty much all of the figures out before they even came out. But I think maybe with that, because some of them weren't exactly how they wanted to, or some of them changed, maybe they've gone different. I really love Beast Wars from the middle of the season 1 onwards. It came incredible. Right, I need to get back to watching it then. TF1 is October, says the poster in. There you go, you see, that's ages away. And it's been out, and it's, I think it's 80. I think they're going to dub it in Japanese and get it out before we get it in. I'm sure I read that on TF Wiki this morning, that they're going to get it redubbed and everything straight away. Oh, there you go. On the poster in view, it said it was October, so that's a bit rubbish. Yeah. So yes, but I can't say for sure. I think, again, it's just what JT Prime's put in the listings. I'm not too sure. He did a Studio Series listing though, and I can't remember what the ones for TF1 were off the top of my head, in honesty. So I've not seen that, but I will double check. Again after this. Can we start trashing G.I. Joe again yet? I think they might. Oh yeah, there's no G.I. Joe here. There's no G.I. Joe here. Everyone's just gone yes. Sorry to the Joe fans. Maybe it's a British thing. I don't really know. Maybe it's a British thing. But in the. Oh yeah, there's one G.I. Joe fan. There's obviously Star Wars here. There's Marvel, and there's a few other things going on here. So what I might do, as I say in a minute, do a mini sort of walk around and sort of show you what's going on. I suppose I could do if you want to. Should I do that? Should I give you a bit of a walk around? I might as well. Right, let's pick this up. I've got to lock the camera in so it doesn't go out. So there's loads of other people looking at other things. I'm useless at this. So on the table, let me turn this around just very quickly. So I've obviously got the boxes to these on here. But if I come through here, there's not loads and loads of people here, so hopefully they won't mind too much. But this is the main room, what's going on. So we've got, as you can see, all the different, there's Rudy, we've got all the different displays. So we've got a Rise of the Beast display here, which is great. So apologies if there's loads of noise in the background now, but I'm out in the main room. Then we've got a Star Wars one. We've got a couple of Star Wars ones, to be fair. So we've got this as well. And then we've got another one, which looks amazing. So anybody who's seen X-Men 97, there you go. There's that. And then at the moment, going on in there, there's the Marvel and there's some Star Wars previews going on as well. So this is some of the main dioramas. There's also some things there as well. But I suppose I better quickly show you the Transformers display cabinet, which at the moment isn't the greatest, because obviously I've got the best figures out of there. So there's Prime's trailer with Roller. I've been trying to sort of set up a display. Some of these we've seen quite a lot of, obviously. There's Party Wallop in another one. There's the Studio Series. So there's the Reactivate Bumblebee, which, as I say, to me looks completely the same. I can't see any differences whatsoever with that, but I've got the box, do a full review on that as an individual figure standalone as well. and then again just some legacy ones in there. So that's pretty much what's going on at this little niche event, which there's Andy, channel member Andy Gold. I'm going to spin it back to there and then balance this over here. So that's what's going on anyway. As I say, it is quite, well, it is cool. It's a cool little event. It's the first time they've done anything like this, and yeah, hopefully loads more things like this to come in the future, which obviously it's nice that, as I say, we get to see, again, you've just seen the interview, so it's nice that obviously we get the interaction from the, and as I say, you know, when they say in the comments that we are always listening and we're always looking, I can pretty much concur with them, as I say, although they do listen to the comments. I think, thanks for jumping in, Robotimus. Don't worry, I'm only going to go another 20 minutes or so anyway, and then it's somebody else's too. I think obviously they proved that with the repacks of Galaxy Shuttle, Crashes coming again, Cosmos, etc. There's pretty much even a full wave full of just figures that, you know, everybody's missed out of at the first time round. So, which is great, obviously, and of course the GoBot figures, they're bringing them in, which is good because people do still want them. I know that people still want some actual more. Which was it? Was it the treads? Not treads. The Smallfoot. I think the people want some retools of that, but I don't know how. And we've got Bug Bite. There's one missing from that set. It's the Powerglide mold, isn't it? So as soon as we get, I would imagine, someone asked about that not so long ago. Yeah, that's it. What was I saying? Can we see a Generations Runabout? They've done them. They've done them. Runabout Runabout came out in Earthrise. So that was only, is that 3 years ago, Earthrise? Oh no, 4 years ago, because we're into our third year of Legacy, so it was Kingdom, yeah. They did them in Earthrise, so War for Cybertron. One of them, is it Runamuck? Who's the black one? Was that Runabout? Runamuck, yes, I always get them confused. Would they do actual GoBot modes? That's what people have been asking, so I need to find that out as well. I know that the one at the, I think Runamuck. No, it's Runabout, isn't it? Yeah, Runabout is the one that's really expensive, and Runamuck is the one that they've definitely done them anyway. Did you mean would they do? Maybe you're asking if they do reissues of them. That's what you're asking. Again, I can always put it to them, and again, leave it in the comments, especially on the video of the discussion with the interviewers, because obviously we're on the discussion with the interviewers. Sorry, with the with the designers, on the interview with me with the designers, because of course they will check the comments in that as well. This is also, as I say, it's weird for me to be streaming with a full room and everything going on, and be in the middle of the day, because normally we do it in the evening. And as I say, so I really appreciate anybody who's got up really early for this, because I recognise some of the names. I know that you're obviously not about, you're not rather from the UK, so I appreciate all the comments for the people, as I say, who I know aren't UK residents, because I know you're up either really early or really, really late, so I appreciate that. Anything else anybody wants to see quickly on here? I'm not too sure. I'm trying to answer all these, but they just keep changing and changing. It's so hot in here. It's nuts. Oh, well, I did want to show you this if you've not seen the unboxings. The good thing with the Knight Rider box is that if you know, sometimes when you get a figure and you rip it straight off the bubble, with this, you can take it out neatly and not damage it. Have Hasbro ever thought of doing a separate story during the 86 movie with the missing characters? That would be interesting. I have no idea. Please put that as a normal comment, because that's quite interesting and I will not remember that off the top of my head. So put that as a normal comment. So this, it comes attached like so. So you've just got to cut the sellotape, and then you can push the car through. You can take it all the way out. So of course, excuse me, if you wanted to, you could then just pop it back in and then seal it all away, keep it neat. So yeah, you could get it out without ripping and damaging it off, even though most of the people I've spoke to in here are going to be opening it. A lot of people have said they're going to get two, to be fair, for dual displays. But I can't wait to get the batteries in him either. As I say, it was just the samples. I was speaking to the Hasbro guys over here. The samples pretty much only just arrived, so we weren't able to get the batteries in him for this. But as I say, for the full review, the batteries will be in there, no problem whatsoever. What else can I show you on him? There's the thing with the guns as well. You can store the guns in the bottom mode. That looks like a little pistol, which is great, which is obviously definite reminder of, and they've got the tabs where you can store them on the underside of the vehicle as well, which is covered up by the legs. The legs do the same thing as the prowl mold, which I think a lot of people have alluded to. Will this be used as a prowl mold? It's just too big. It's just way too big. And again, that's what they confirmed in the in that interview, that it's not supposed to scale. And I read somewhere that somebody said it's probably alternator size, and to be fair, I think I pretty much agree with that. It's definitely about that sort of size, to be honest. Perfect, he sent it me as a normal message, so there we go. Which is it's easily as big, because if this is your standard deluxe, he's towering over, not just in height, but in the stature, you know, the thickness, how wide he is, and again the weight and the stability of these. There's loads with regards to that. Again, completely, I know this guy's about the same height, but the engineering on this is on a different level. Big M has jumped on. Nice to have you on here. The few people who are jumping on now, unfortunately, I'm only going to be going for about 10-15 minutes more, because then there's somebody else's turn, and it's going to be, for instance, which you've seen on the thumbnail, etc. This is a huge event, so if you like Star Wars, if you like Marvel as well, there's loads going on here regarding this. It doesn't matter going into the brick, ask as many as you want. Will the Seekers bring added? Yes, they will do. I'm sure they're going to, because obviously they've done Starscream, and they've got to put them in. They've got to put, again, I'm saying this, like I've not seen any, but if they make one Seeker, then it's usually 6, isn't it, at least, before they start talking Acid Storm, Sunstorm, and all the others. So I can't see why they wouldn't. A new Seeker mold. Do we need a new Seeker mold? Does anybody think, I've got a few people in the room, do we need a new Seeker mold?
Studio Series 86.
But Starscream
looked awful.
Earthrise Thrust is in that list I just mentioned. I don't know if
For the Studio Series line, it doesn't really work for me.
we were just discussing in the room about the thing. So because they didn't with Starscream. If you remember, the Starscream Studio Series was just, they gave him hands, didn't they? That's all they did. They changed the hands. They gave him a throne and a cape and all that sort of stuff. What are your predictions for Revenge of the Fallen Masterpiece line, or do you think? Oh, that's a great question. I would definitely think that they're going to. I mean, the crazy thing is obviously that this year's the 15-year anniversary, so I imagine that they'll start them soon. It depends, because Masterpiece is more Takara Tomy, and from what I've learned from speaking to people at Hasbro, and I suppose just being a fan the last few years, is, you know, when it comes to Masterpiece, it really is down to Takara, because some of the Masterpieces make their way over here and they were Toys R Us exclusives, etc. But that was only a select, you know, it was only like Grimlock. It's funny enough, your Seekers, Rodimus. There wasn't really many. Was there many Masterpieces released by Hasbro? Nowhere near as many as Takara. So I would, again, I think 10. There you go. So there you go. So I think, Soundwave as well, wasn't it? I think with Masterpiece, and they've changed it to MPG now anyway, so I think it will be up to pretty much Takara. I think they will. I think, yeah, 20th anniversary. I think it's 15-year anniversary now. That's why they've done the Studio Series gift set. And I wouldn't be surprised, because I would, to be fair, even though I don't really like the Revenge of the Fallen version of Devastator, I don't really like it at all. As in its character and the way it's portrayed, I would love to see how they would engineer it, because the normal Studio Series one's big enough, so it would be interesting to see how they would engineer a Masterpiece one to get that as big. And I think Revenge of the, and again, a proper demolisher from that opening scene. Can you imagine how big that would be? That would be like Titan class scale, surely, wouldn't it? And that would be really interesting. So I think, who knows? I think everybody at the moment nobody knows exactly what's going to happen with the Masterpiece, because it's changed to MPG. I don't know, any talk of Machine Wars repaint of Legacy Skyquake, or talk of anything. There's no talk at the moment of that, Ken. However, and this doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I know Mark Lones loves Machine Wars, and again, it's a redeco, isn't it? As you say, it's a super simple redeco, and everybody loves a redeco. So we've got Blitzwing already, which is the yeah, completely agree with that. We've got the Diaclone repainted Blitzwing coming. Overdrive or Overcharge, that's coming definitely. So you know, a lot of people ask, do we need that figure? But again, it will still sell well. But so I would imagine 100% that we will get that because it will be great. And there's the other white painted at the Autobot. Which one's that? The original Skyquake mold. There's a white and blue Autobot one from a Japanese toy line, isn't there? I would imagine we'd probably get that one as well. I can't think what it's called. Andy got it. Andy got it as well just recently. It's a beautiful redeco of it. So yeah, it's really nice. I can't think of its name, but I would imagine the same with everything because they can do Diaclone. They're even doing GoBots. So you know, I think we would definitely get one of them. King Atlas. There you go. Retro Action got it straight away. If you're not seeing it, people in the room who've not seen King Atlas now are going to Google King Atlas. It's beautiful. I need an updated Machine Wars Soundwave. Yep. I obviously teased a few of the Machine Wars figures in the shorts over the week that's just gone. So I need to do some reviews on them too. I've got some of them in boxes, so I think I'll get around. Now that everything's sort of, this last 10 days has been insane. I've had TF Nation, I've then been away with my family. Obviously, you noticed that the content changed. I didn't get any of the news videos up. There you go, King Atlas would be great. And then, of course, now I'm doing this. And then tomorrow morning, my little boy's got a football tournament, so my life's mental, but I wouldn't change it at all. So I would get, okay, there you go. People are asking for it, I will do it. So when I get back to normality, I need to try and get these in as fast as possible as well, you know, before they're done by anybody else. No, I don't know that. Is that a pen? So
it's a new character.
Is it?
A new comic next year. You've seen it.
Oh, okay. No, I've not seen that yet. What's from Skybound?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't even know that. I'm only on issue 5 of Skybound.
Decepticon pen.
Get out of town. It is a pen. Oh wow. So there you go. See, I'm learning as well. So no, I'm on an issue 6. In fact, while I'm live, because I know that a lot of the people who are actually in the chat are the people who read the comics. So my thought at the moment with the comics is G2 is nearly finished. So when G2 finishes, what I'm going to do, I've put both of the teasers up from Energon Universe for Void Rivals and obviously Skybound. So I'm waiting for G2 to finish. So on the Tuesdays, I'll put Skybound up. And then on the Saturdays, and I know I've still got to put it up to this morning, I'll get around to that in a second, will be Void Rivals. And I'm going to be breaking down them into 3 parts as well, the same as G2, because they're coming out monthly. So I know I'm way behind. So obviously with me doing 3 a month, I'll catch them up eventually. And I think that they're not planned to go on for a huge run, are they, Skybound? I don't know. I know they're not intended to go like the G1 on and on and on and on forever. So if I do 3 a month, I will eventually catch up with where they are. And then I've got the definitive collection at home as well, and an abundance of others. So as far as comics and as far as I don't use the term getting away with it, because I do obviously say in every video that it's much better to have the physical comic in hand. But for now, I'll keep doing it because I imagine you can buy them online as well. But I'll keep doing them because people want to see them. So I'll try and remember to put the G2 comic video up live straight after this because it is queued and ready. And we're on issue 9 and there's only 12 issues, so the most you're going to have to wait as well. Another 6 or 7 weeks, I think it is. So then we'll move on to Skybound and then we'll catch up with regards to them. But same with everything, and same with the other people who are in the room now. We're just talking about the amount of content that I listen to everything as well, same as, you know, what Hasbro say, and I'll try and get them done. I'll try and get some Machine Wars done. I started doing third party because people wanted me to as well, which is obviously, and I've enjoyed doing that. It's been a great insight, and I do need to watch Beast Wars, so maybe I could do that, or maybe what I wanted to do, but it was instantly taken down, and I wasn't allowed to do it because obviously I don't know any of the rights. I was going to do watch-alongs with the Beast Wars and for the Japanese continuity for the people who haven't seen them. But I've worked out, a way. I think the only way we can do it is if we watch it simultaneously and I can't show it. But I'm going to speak to a few of the guys in here and see if there's a way of doing that. But of course, the problem with that is it means that you guys have got to then either be watching it on your tablet, which means that you can't do the watch along with me. So I'm going to try and find a way or some sort of loophole. They're all pondering in here now. So
like when they do music reviews of videos and stuff, they have to pause it periodically.
I don't know. We will work that out.
That's why they just mirror the footage.
We'll work that out because I know that a lot of people, again, so you can't chat, it's fine. I know that a lot of people obviously do want to watch the Japanese ones, and sometimes I don't know. I've been fortunate enough not have to watch any of the online Japanese continuity of the cartoons. Do you think with the Japanese from the business series? I think that could be. I also think as well I do genuinely feel for the designers who've probably been banging their head against the brick wall, who genuinely, I would imagine, do want to get a G1 authentic Megatron out. But, you know, I know this is the truth, and I've said this on some of my videos, whenever on my old school videos, the ones I still do now, the news, if I hold that up to there, and it's a G1 Megatron alternate mode, sometimes the video won't load. Sometimes they'll hold it, and they just won't load it, and it'll just say, checks going, and sometimes it doesn't even allow it. So and that's just a photo of it. So I've been quite lucky with the one I did the other week. Maybe that's because it definitely does look like a very, you know, small plastic gun. But I don't know. I think Takara could play their hand with that very, very well. But again, if Takara do touch a G1 Megatron, which I think they will do, because I think that if they're doing any of their research or market research right now, it'll be the biggest selling figure ever, because everybody will want one. They just can't do it. As I say, if I've seen some of the abuse, we've been talking about it, it's not their fault. To say I can't, and I think that we've worked it out because obviously mine's a toy channel, even though it's still not set for just for kids, because it's toys and talking toys and stuff like that. They just can't show it, and there has been cases, you know, of, let's be honest, with people who've been stupid enough to use them and, you know, try and hold stores up and, you know, rob people with it, etc., etc. And again, there was a guy, I read a story, there was a guy who went to pick his kid up from school, and he was messing around with MP36 in the car, and before he knew it, he had a whole SWAT team around him because they thought he was going to go and obviously do something which heinous, but he wasn't at all. He was just there you go, seconded for the English. So again, I feel sorry for them, but again, we're just discussing in here, and as I discussed on the missing link video, I genuinely think that they're going to be missing. I think it's got to be in contention, because they've done Prime, they've done Bumblebee, and it would be stupid of them not to, and it would be a huge money-making thing. And I think what they'd have to do, obviously, is they'd have to package him in robot mode, because that's just the only way you can get it. I was gutted with my Browning and with the latest Megatron figure that I got from America. They were unused, but they had to transform them into robot modes, because I know personally a handful of people who've brought from the, you know, the Japanese websites, which I've mentioned on here a few times. They've won a Megatron because obviously even though it's plastic, even though it's not even chrome, but in the box it's come over and it's just, you just get a letter. They literally just get a letter discarded because of what's inside it. So yeah, I know a couple of people at least who've tried to. So he would definitely have to packaged in his robot mode, and yeah, I think it'll do, and have the orange stopper and all the other things to put on and around it. How's we going to afford the hit on stocks? I think that as well, yeah, because that's, someone else was talking about that. You know, that obviously it's not PC for Hasbro to me, but that's why Jazz. I mean, I think everybody knows this story. That's why we haven't had a masterpiece, and the first collaboration with Porsche was with Mirage, because I mean, this is common knowledge, you can read it. For decades they were like, we don't want to be associated with warring robots, so that's why there was never a masterpiece. Mirage, or Liga as he's called in Japan, or whatever, they had the, yeah, they did, they had the alternator, which was obviously something completely different, but that's why they've never done, yeah, that's a master. But that's why, with regards to all of the editions of Jazz that we've had since Generation 1, that's what they've said. We don't want to be associated, you know, with warring robots, and that's what it is, isn't it? You know, it's pretty much. So it was nice that we did get Thingy as well. I don't know, both of them. So it was nice. So who knows in the future? And that's of course what everybody was talking about, that we are going to, fingers crossed now, get a masterpiece version. But it's coming up to 5-2. I'm going to wrap everything up here now, because it's time for, I think the Star Wars panel are going to come in here now, which is great. Intergalactic Robot Genocide. Yep, there you go. Oh, good. Oh, I'm really sorry for all the fanboys just jumped in, because I'm literally wrapping up right now because it's other people's term. Yeah, that's it. No Volkswagen during alternators. That's true. Again, thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to everybody in the room. Thanks to everybody who just watches. And I always say this, little old me standing in front of a camera, and it's still a phone. I'm still on that posh to have a laptop, talking, just babbling on. Actually, I've blabbled on for about 55 minutes about robots. It's great, all the interaction. I'll do another live stream soon, actually, because I think I'm going to start doing them twice a month, because there just seems to be so much as I say, interest in that. So there's so many messages coming through on my phone now, it's crazy. But yes, guys, thanks ever so much. Don't forget, any of the questions that I didn't answer, leave us an actual comment. And again, I'll be doing more footage from here on the shorts. I'm going to be doing the actual full reviews of this here. And again, if you're waking up and you've missed the Hasbro interview, check it out. That's also live on the channel as well. As always, guys, thank you ever so much for the support. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much. Take care.